Last chance for both these teams. But ANS puts him to bed, and Toby in midair.
Hey, it's Hex from the Overwatch League. This is In My Sights Grand Finals Edition. We are going to follow one single player and their perspective throughout the map. Today, we're going to take a look at ANS. ANS stands for Unnatural Sniper. That's not true, but it might as well be. He's going to play some Widow and some Ashe, and the guy's mechanics are just absolutely nuts. He's got perfect shot timing, waiting for shields to break and abilities to go down. He does a great job of chunking down tanks and letting his team clean up the mess. And a lot of times he has really good Widow Mine placement, just making sure that the Sombra can't mess with him. Widow Mine, Venom Mine, it's a mine that Widow has. Gets the shot there as Fitz tries to go in. This was all predicated off of the dive-in from Striker and Smurf. Causes chaos, makes sightlines break. But here you're seeing him wait for the shields to go down before he fires in those shots. It's a small thing, but he does it really well whenever he plays Widow. This is where you want to be hanging out on Busan Mecha Base as Widow. And Ashe for the most part, using the stairs to get up and down. It's a nice little window designed specifically for Widow. Fitz doesn't see him coming. And I don't know why Prophet thinks he can get away with not moving against ANS. Easy shot there. Fish in a barrel. A little bit of forward movement. He's going to place down that mine. Make sure that Sombra can't come directly on the bridge on him. I mean, when you're playing Widow, Sombra's just your worst nightmare. You're going to be isolated a lot of the time away from the team, but we're going to see him change it up a little bit from round 1 to round 2. So waiting for that Sigma shield to break so we can get shots in. And, yep, that's just your nightmare. It's just going to happen, but at least you got to see a nice little POV of Moth getting absolutely rocked across the map. It's a nice little find in the translocator. Makes Sombra's job that much more difficult. It's a nice shot in here, but it's just a little too late. Shield gets put in front of him, and now there's not much you can do here. Maybe grappling away was the better option, but that fight was over. 76% and counting up, though. San Francisco's pretty happy with that first fight. And like Striker and Smurf, he's always taking these far wide angles. A lot of it is to maybe catch a Sombra in the back line. You see the mine is placed to make sure Sombra can't come behind him easily. But Sombra's right there in front of him. And this might be the point in time where you consider switching heroes. And Ashe does have a little more escapability. Coach Gun, the hip fire. Just a little easier to deal with the Sombra as an Ashe. He's going to take a shot out here because this team's getting pushed into spawn. But now it's time for the Ashe. I've said it before, and you know, it's controversial, but I think EMP is a good ultimate. Everyone gets EMP'd, that's just a fight over. Just want to stay alive right now, maybe get some damage, maybe a late pick, but it's fine, cut your losses. Gotta be a little careful now because his Coach Gun is on cooldown. No jump away from the Sombra, but he's got a pocket now. Nice use of the stairs to dodge the hook. This is where you want to be living. It's a nice shot onto the Mercy. You're going to be able to res this. It's unfortunate he doesn't have his Dynamite up. Dynamite would have been clutch there. It's a great Dynamite. It's going to force out the healers on the other side. Striker's able to clean up Toby on the other side of the map. Nice cooldown usage. He only had 3 shots in the barrel there, but didn't just fire him off of the shield. Wanted to use them as a deterrent against the Sigma. Fitz has himself a really good round here. But you're 99%, almost have Bob. It's time to just stay alive. Go again. Another EMP, but a nice deterrent there. And that's why Coach Gun is so important. He's able to get out, get himself to a pack, and now Gesture bit off a little more than he can chew. It's a great opening kill, and now Bob goes to the point. You'd like these walls to come up so Bob can stay on the point. Overshoots it a little bit, but it's fine. Nice shot onto Prophet there. Nice shot onto Fitz. That's got to feel good. Fitz has been a nightmare for him this entire game. And now it's just getting damage where you can. Is going to get taken down, but good buddy Moth. Johnny on the spot. Prophet's down. Mercy's burning. She's got to fly for her life. Flies into a hornet's nest that is a San Francisco shotgun point. I think the best thing ANS did in that round was switching off of Widow. He's a great Widow, and when it works, and we're going to see he's just mechanically and naturally gifted enough on Widow to make it work sometimes. But that map is so spread out that he was just getting abused by Sombra. Going to the Ashe oftentimes means you're going to get the Mercy pocket with you, helps you stay alive, and also the Coach Gun escapability came up huge for him a couple times, especially against getting dove in by the Ball of Gesture. So he's going to kick it off here on the Symmetra. This is just for a teleporter. But there's a really small thing here I want you to pay attention to, of why he stays on the Symmetra maybe 2 seconds longer than most people would. So you get that out, and you're thinking switch, but your team's a little late getting the teleporter, and now you switch. That could have been Moth not getting the teleporter. Very small thing, but it makes sure he gets his whole team there. Now we're back on the Widow. Rotate with his team. Little grapple across sight lines, very similar to how Tracer will blink across sight lines. And Fitz! Causing Fitz. They're going to get the res onto ANS, though. Both teams do a little ring around the rosy. They've switched sides. Now ANS is in a good spot to be able to get shots in. But, hey, of course there's Fitz. But what ANS does as an adjustment here is he plays closer to his team. And his healers do a great job of keeping him alive in a lot of these scenarios where he should not be alive. A great chunk shot onto Mercy. It's not going to kill her, but it makes her leave. Striker's able to clean that up, and ANS gets creative on the way out. ANS is a Widow that does not only go for the glamour shots. He will take chunks out of tanks, he will take any shot, any damage you can, and at the highest levels you expect your team to be able to clean it up, and at the very least you're forcing positioning and resources out of the other team. He will tank bust as a Widow and be fine with it, just taking big chunks of health and forcing out resources from the other team. He's not waiting for the perfect shot onto the Mercy, because at the Overwatch League level, those aren't going to present themselves too often. It's a shot he's got to hit. But again, a big chunk onto the Sigma. Sigma's down. Big chunk onto the Roadhog. Forces out a breather. Then comes back to the cleanup. You take your kills onto Sombra any way you can get them. Dishonest or not. Yeah, a little dishonest to use the AK, but Sombra's the most dishonest hero in the game, so you fight fire with fire. Doesn't want to be isolated, alone over there. He knows that they're still running Sombra, so I'll just hang out with my healers. How's that? You want to compromise here. You want sight lines, but you want to be safe as well. Gets a little too far away, grapples back to his healers. Does a really good job of being in better position to get healed. And this is when Prophet just decides to get 5 kills. And there's nothing you can do about that. And that's okay. Sometimes playoff Prophet just ruins any ideas you had of getting kills. Shock's at 99% though. Just one more fight. Here's looking for critical picks. Everyone on this team does a good job of checking Sombra. It's not a whole lot of spray and pray spy checking, but it's just being in flanks. Look at the shields back here. Sombra can't do anything. It's a team effort to deal with a Sombra. Just taking chunks out of these tanks. He's got sights, and now his sights are set on Sombra. Gets the translocator out there, which is actually ends up being kind of big, because Fitz dies, he can't translocate back into safety. But the EMP does go off first. Neither Striker or Ons was able to get the kill before EMP came off. Gets dove by Ball. Almost gets healed out of it. That's just a team fight that his team's going to lose. Now that they lost Moth, it is a full-on reset. But, silver lining, they got the EMP out. Tank ultimates are going to be up. And so far, Ons has played a fine game, holding his own against the Sombra, chunking down tanks. But we're about to see where sanding your mouse pad apparently comes into play. For those who don't know, he sands his mouse pad to make it harder to move his mouse to make micro adjustments. Yet again, he's with his healer over here, not even too concerned about Gesture because the damage output simply isn't there. Gesture, get out of here. This is that shots. Gesture, get out of here. That's right, I got a healer over here. Transcendence. Now it's time to clean up. Natural. Sniper. Pixel perfect. Boom. Headshot. That shot onto Toby was worth doing a video alone because Ons just has the ability to hit shots that no other person should hit. He's got great timing, works around shields, does the dirty work of chunking down tanks, and he dealt well with Sombra, all things considered, being a Widowmaker. Ons is my favorite sniper to watch. If you liked watching this video, make sure you like and subscribe because we have more in my sights coming up soon.